Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Vandingo, back in the van today, and I'm working on a spot right here next to my shore power connection. And what I want to put in there is an auxiliary plug for solar, auxiliary solar panels. And I thought, I got the space right here, I might as well put it in. Why not, right? And here's kind of where it's going to go. So first of all, this on-off switch will handle two different power leads in, so it's already plumbed for that, so I'm in good shape there. I think what I'm gonna do, you can see it back in here. Back in there is the shore power, and right next to that, and I've got access to get to it, yeah. Straight today. I don't think so. Yeah. There we go. And that's the backer plate. And let's just mark which way was up. So that's up. Tough to see back in there, but I've got some tape, sticky side up, ready to go. And then also I've got the vacuum cleaner I'm going to turn on when I start to drill. And then taped this side and positioned that puck, which will go on the inside, but positioned it and gave myself a target to hit. And we're gonna dozer bit that baby. Okay, it's gonna get a bit noisy. All right, those of you that know me from my previous videos, I'm going to get some Krylon paint in here and get that painted up. But I just want to check fit again real quick. And that looks good. Get that dried up. All right, now we're putting the holes in where the screws go. So I have been fiddling with the piece of backer wood, and I just don't have enough room to move around back there, so I'm hopeful that it's not needed. I could always back these screws out if I need to start over and consider it. Pretty good. Yeah, looks like that's done. Here is the adapter that can be used for panels. There's others, so kits have a lot of options, but this is the connector I've chosen to use here, so I just need to flip it the right way. Just see if it can handle. It looks good. All right. If you're going to do a separate set of solar panels, you got to have a separate MPPT solar charge controller. So as it exists today in my van, I've got a Victron 130, and there's plenty of room to move up from here to pull even more volts and amps out of your solar panels, and I've got some good ones on the roof. So what I may do is upgrade and convert this one over to my accessory plug-in for ground array solar panels. So I'm probably gonna reuse this one and bring in a new one that is higher voltage and higher amps. So that's the plan. But right now, I'm going to just connect these two. So this is a solar isolator switch, and I got this from Explorus Life. They do a great job, you know, teaching and supplying parts to the van build industry, so I really appreciate them. You basically just need corresponding flow through here of your positive and negative. So that's what I've got here. And for this next array, for the ground array that we fixed the plug to the outside of the van, I'm going to connect them in here. But I'm first going to put ferrules on these, just because it's a clean install from my perspective, which I like. So we'll grab an appropriate ferrule and put those on. Enough. Could use a little more there. Okay, so let's see which ferrule is going to fit. Yeah. The old one's going to fit after all. All right, ferrules are in. I've loosened this side here. I'll put this one in first, bottom one. I can kind of see where things are at. There. think that's in there. Let's just double check and see if that grabs it. Yeah, it's grabbing it. Yep, that's good. Okay, and for now I'm just going to put the lid back on until I get the other solar charge controller and figure out, you know, best spot where I want to hook it up. And I turned this off when I took it off. Good. All right, so speaking of solar panels, before I fire everything up, there's a 100 amp fuse I just put in right there, and that is the DC to DC charge controller wire, which I find is interesting because the car's not on, right? So the DC to DC shouldn't be dumping any juice into the system. However, I have Cascadia 4x4 panels on the front hood of the van that dump into the battery. So I'm thinking those panels are transferring juice once the starter battery's filled up and just moving it back through to the DC to DC charger and then right through the system. So I installed that. The reason that this came up is because once I hit the total system shut-off switch right there, I still had juice going to the system. And I thought, wow, that's bizarre. And then I started thinking it through, and this is, I believe, the cause of that juice coming into the system. So when you turn everything off, you want it off for sure. So now, let's see what happens here. I gotta have juice coming through because that's those Cascadia panels up on the front hood coming through the starter battery, and it's firing everything up. I have that cover off the distributor just because I was doing a little work there to get that fuse on. So now I can turn everything on. All the beeps have already occurred because of the front panel startup. Now everything's on. We got bulk charging there, and all is fired up. So I can put that cover back on. Okay, cover back on, and just a quick reminder, I got my MPPT charge controller there. You might ask, where would I put it in this array of equipment? So I've got a DC to DC charge controller there. I got an extra support here. I could certainly put another MPPT charge controller there. Could put it on the outside over here where that solar isolator is. So I got room. That's the thing about these erector sets. You can fashion some additional room, no problem. All right, gang, that's it. The outlet for the solar ground array is in anytime I want to employ it. The only other thing I got to do is get that MPPT charge controller in, and we're good to go. Hope you enjoyed this video, learned a little something, maybe got a little laugh out of my build, but more to come. So appreciate you joining me. Please hit that like button, please subscribe, and more from Van Dingo on the way. Thanks, be good, bye-bye.